And live in 3, 2, 1, go. What's up? Happy Friday, everybody. Happy Venus's Day. It is Eclipse Day. And it happens to be my birthday. Alright, hold on. Got some weird pillow situation going on. Yeah, happy motherfucking birthday. What's up, Kat? Hey, Logan. Hey, Gordy. Thank you, guys. Okay, so what I'm going to do today. So today is the day of the eclipse. It also happens to be my birthday. Figured I'd hang out with you guys for a little bit. I am going to do random readings for whoever shows up. If you are already a subscriber or I've seen your name already once, I'll give you a free card for fun. Um, Also, of course, if you feel called to donate, please do so. Description instructions are in the description box. But yeah, pretty much first come, first serve. If you want me to do a reading, I'll do a reading for you, especially if I have seen your name before. What's up, Brianna? Thank you very much. And yeah, actually, before I pull out cards, there's a couple things that I wanted to say about the eclipse in particular. Yeah, Mercury's in Gatorade. Yep. there's a couple things I wanted to say about the eclipse before I actually pull any cards for anybody, but wait. Is that Brianna, my neighbor Brianna? What's up? Yeah, okay, so actually let me pull up the other window here with the eclipse chart. Also, I wanted to say I'm announcing another coupon if you want to do a natal chart reading with me. Go onto my website and use the code Taurus23 for 2023, Taurus23, and I'll give you $22 off a natal chart reading. So that's a thing. And in the meantime, dun 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 dun. Where's the button that I want? Oh, okay, never mind. I have a neighbor. That's exciting. I have a neighbor beside my mom's place that she kind of looks like you. And her name is Brianna. So I thought for a second that you might be her. Owl babies. That's exciting, Gordy. What a great day for that. And how very appropriate, right? The first fledgling on a full moon in Scorpio. Talk about transformation. Okay, so we're just pulling up the chart of the moment. Share screen. Window today. Boop. Just close that. Right? Totally appropriate. I love that. Hey Gordy, do you want me to pull a card for you? For your new baby owl? I'm totally down for that. Okay, so a couple things that I just want to mention about this eclipse. So when it comes to when it comes to any chart, whether we're talking a specific transit like the eclipse, for example, or a planet changing signs, you can talk about just that thing in isolation if you want, but really there's so much more going on. Everything is interconnected in some way in the chart. Everything is in communication with each other, you could say. So I talked a lot about the eclipse being in Scorpio, with it the ruler of the eclipse, Mars, being in Pluto, or in Pluto, oh my gosh, in Cancer. Modern astrologers will tell you that it's Pluto. Pluto has just turned retrograde, by the way. So we could talk a little bit about that. But really what I actually wanted to just mention before I do any card readings here is the presence of Uranus with the sun. So in about 3 days, the sun will be conjunct Uranus. And while they're this close, I mean, while anything is in the same sign as another planet, it is exchanging energy, right? They're in communication. It's like being in the same house or the same or like just down the hall from somebody, right? You're definitely exchanging energy and you're able to communicate across the house, right? Even if it's like you got to yell across the house, you can still talk to them, right? um there's still an exchange occurring, right? So even though there's planets like, for example, Mercury's at 8 degrees and Uranus is at 18 degrees, they're 10 degrees apart. So it's not technically a conjunction by most astrologer standards, but they're still both in the sign of Taurus. They're still exchanging energy. So anyway, I didn't mention Uranus at all while I was doing the eclipse breakdowns, and I just want to just add in something for people to think about when trying to figure out like how this is showing up in your own life. With the presence of Uranus, this is a planet and an energy that is all about breaking chains, liberating, freeing you from something. It's a very unusual and unpredictable energy. It's often about innovation as well. So, when it comes to how this is showing up in your life, no matter what ends up going down tonight, no, and actually, by the way, the peak, the maximum eclipse moment has already passed, but we're definitely going to see stuff play out over the next few days for sure. But anyway, as you're kind of contemplating that Scorpio house in your chart, right? And I went over this in depth on Monday, so if you're not sure what house that is for you, go back to Mondays and you can watch. Anyway, keep in mind this liberating presence in Taurus, right? This Uranus energy. It's unstabilizing, it's unsteady, but it's designed it's designed. It's intended to encourage, sometimes gently or not so gently. It's encouraging. Oh my God, I can't even speak today. It's encouraging you to break free from a limiting belief, a limiting situation, or any and all kinds of limitations. Uranus is like, well, we're not going to do that anymore, are we? Let's go over here and do something completely different, or let's break you out of this situation, or let's liberate you from this limiting belief, this limiting structure, this limiting situation. That is what Uranus does. So while we're going through this really kind of intense and deep and transformational and purging kind of energy, keep that in the back of your mind as everything that you're releasing, everything that you're giving up, surrendering, letting go of, it's to help you liberate yourself and some aspect of your life. So just wanted to share that. Da, da, da. What's up, Stacy? Hey, Ruma. Oh, hello, Rachel. Thank you for giving me an Odyssey view. Evil Fandango's here. Thank you, sir. Yeah, Gordy, I'm down. Cool. Okay, so like I said, what I'm gonna do, if you are a subscriber, if I've seen your name before, you've commented on a video before, whatever, I'm gonna pull a card for you if you'd like it, right? So just hands up, like, hey, me next. If you feel called to send me a donation, please do so. That is in the description box, the instructions for that. And I'm gonna do one for Gordy right out the gate. Yeah, I know. Happy breathing day celebrating. In fact, let's not forget to breathe. Yeah. All right. Thank you guys. Yeah, I'm excited. Feels like a nice day today. It's really gorgeous. It's going to be almost 30 degrees Celsius. So oh God, what is that in Fahrenheit? I think 32 to 35 Celsius is around 90 Fahrenheit. So I'd say it's mid 80s Fahrenheit today in Calgary, Alberta. It's going to be hot as fuck. Oh, what's up? Desktop geek from Cornwall. That's cool. Hello to everybody in the UK. Happy Eclipse Day. Good luck tomorrow with the whole King's coronation bollocks. Um, they did not consult an astrologer for that day, okay? They did not. I would not do a coronation tomorrow. That is the worst chart. I mean, it could be worse. It could be on the eclipse, but terrible planning. Oh my God. Like, whoever gave the go ahead on that day should be fired. You right? No, me neither. Me neither. But I had to say it because you're from the UK. But yeah. Ugh. All right, Gordy. I'm going to pull a card for you, my friend. Um, yeah. Yeah, okay. So I'm gonna do Gordy, then I'm gonna do Stacy, then I'll do Logan. Well, hey. Um what's up, Chris? Thank you, sir. Turned 32 today. Woo! Alrighty. Okay, Gordy. What do you want? Do you want me to ask anything specific or just see what comes out? Oh, interesting. Kat says, did you ever see the meme where it was telling people not to try to curse Putin because of the numerology of his invasion? They could tell he was a very spiritually powerful individual. Is this true? I have no idea. I have no idea. I think that is fascinating. Um, Interesting. So, one of the first like older astrology books that I got for myself was actually about war. it was this wartime astrologer, and it was all of his adaptations for specifically timing things around war, like sieges. And actually one part of the book that I was really drawn to and really curious about was stuff about like, would a slave escape his master, and the correct timing for things for if somebody wants to overthrow a tyrant and stuff like that. So I'd be really curious to sit down with some of those dates and look at it astrologically. Um, but yeah, I don't know. I mean, Russia and that every single old empire has a really rich cultural history. Um, and Russia is no different. I'd be really curious to know if he consulted anybody that is into the occult, or if he has any consultants that consult other occult people. I have no idea. But anyway, that's a really fun question. I don't know. I don't know if he's spiritually powerful or not. I think that's really interesting, though. Um, mm, yeah, Gordy, sure. I will see. I will see. But yeah, I don't know. I mean, I've never met the person, right? I've never met them. And who am I to judge whether someone has like a lot of spiritual energy or not, or a lot of spiritual power or not, you know? What's up, Kimberly? Thank you. Yeah, go look for that meme. Okay. Yeah, really it comes down to me being like, who the fuck am I to say? But also, I would never curse somebody. I think that that is really foolish. Exactly, Gordy. We're all spiritually powerful. But yeah, I would never curse somebody, no matter if I thought they were powerful or weak or whatever, because it's guaranteed to come back to you regardless, whether it's this lifetime or the next. Going straight into the conspiracies. I fucking love it, and this is true. This is very true, right? So I wouldn't doubt it. I wouldn't freaking doubt it that they timed it. All right. Okay, Gordy. Let's see what we got for you. King of Cups. Yup, that's Gordy. So the King of Cups describes someone that is extremely intuitively connected. They're grounded in that no matter what emotional chaos or energetic chaos is going on around them, they still have a connection to themselves, to their higher selves, and they're still grounded. I love the image on this card. He's in the middle of the ocean, but his throne is carved from rock. And I love how well that pictures, just how it pictures that, how it illustrates that concept of connected, able to dive into the deep, yet still centered, right? That's so fucking Gordy. Speaking of spiritual power, all right? Okay. I'll pull a couple more cards for you, Gordy. Oh, badass. All right, Gordy, you also got the strength card, strength or lust, and justice. So the archetype of Leo and the archetype of Libra. Wow, that's really cool. Okay, so Gordy is owlly powerful. uh Yeah, okay, that's crazy. That sounds insane. That sounds like somebody trying to never mind. I'm gonna keep myself quiet on that one for now. Gordy, freaking badass cards. I love it. Also, thank you, Charlotte. So, King of Cups totally describes you. I love it. The Lust card or the Strength card, this being the archetype of Leo. First of all, gorgeous artwork. Just take a moment to admire this lovely lady. One day I'll have a better camera for you guys. One day. Anyway, this card coming out, especially with Justice, really shows me that you have mastered this ability to tap into all of your energy centers, right? And channel them in a responsible and appropriate way. You're able to use them to affect change around you and to manifest this creative life force into things that are helpful and healing for others as well as yourself. You're able to stay balanced and use a good mixture of both logical thinking and discernment and a heart-centered, heartfelt way of reasoning as well. So I love that, Gordy. These are great cards for you. I just got chills. Ooh, I just got chills. Exactly, right? Like, who freaking knows what kind of entities have attached themselves to this kind of a movement, and who freaking knows what the original intention is behind the creation of that sigil. Like, I don't know the person that made it. I don't know what their real intention or motivation actually is. But also, what if Putin is actually in the right in the situation? I'm not saying that I would side with fucking anybody, but I'm just saying I don't know all of the information. Don't know all of the information, don't know everything that's happened. So I think that's really foolish to attach yourself to something like that and give energy into something like that, especially a curse, and especially like, I don't know, it's just stupid. It's so irresponsible. It's so stupid. I can't even. ah, exactly. Okay. Thank you, JLo. That, and it's like, even if I know the person that started that, I know their intentions, I know their heart, their motivation, and it was good intention. The moment that something like that is released and other people start adding their intentions into it, like, you can start getting all kinds of darkness creeping in, and just the nature of it, like, yeah, I'm gonna curse Putin. Like, How how dumb do you have to be? Okay, I'm sorry. I'm done. I'm done. Ah, oh my gosh. You're welcome, buddy. Happy birthday when yours comes up. I think were you before me? I forget. You could convince yourself and justify any evil act if you think that you're right in the righteous. Yeah. That's that's so appropriate though, because that's just Gordy. And Gordy with his justice card, he's like, I see through this bullshit. Thank you very much. Okay, Stacy. Stacy. Ooh, Stacy. Stacy just got herself a really cool mobile home thing. So that's fun. This is the kind of thing where I'm like, I wonder if I can see van life in a chart, you know? Right? Yeah, Gordy, it's all good. 100%. It's like this is just what we do. Would it really be a reading for Gordy if there wasn't a little bit of a conspiracy weave in there? No, it wouldn't. Okay, Stacy. What does this eclipse bring in Stacy? Ooh, Knight of Cups. Fun. Okay, all right. All right. Okay, so Stacy, you've got the Knight of Cups coming out first. This is perfect. This is you in your van looking for the high life. Yup, exactly. This is like I'm gonna make this fun. It's gonna be hippie and it's gonna be extraordinary, and I'm looking for all of the fun that I could possibly have. This is you right now. Decking out that van in the most artistic way possible. Perfect. Perfect. You've also actually you have three court cards. This is kind of wild. I'm curious about who you're gonna be meeting this week, because we because we have the King of Pentacles as well. Now, this doesn't necessarily mean that these are people that you're meeting. It can be though. Yes. Oh yes. Feliz Cinco de Mayo. 100%. I'm gonna come back to that in a second. So King of Pentacles can be actually these two cards can be really you looking at these two different needs that you have, right? I have the need to have fun and express myself artistically and go where I want, and feel the wind in my hair, so to speak, right? Um, and then the King of Pentacles is like, yes, and, right? Not but and. I also want stability. I also want the ability to save and plan and have a little bit of security with this as well. Which van life, you could save a lot of money doing van life stuff. And then you have this third court card, the Knight of Wands. So seriously, please let me know if you meet somebody fun this week, because um, the Knight of Wands is okay. So what's interesting about this, right? There's no sword cards. There's no sword cards at all. So this week, I'd say, is a lot less about communicating specific things and a lot more about feeling into these separate needs, these separate desires. With the Knight of Wands coming in is like, again, this is somebody that is a little bit more focused on the fun side of life, but also they're much more focused on like if there's some kind of injustice or something that needs to be some wrong that needs to be righted, the Knight of Wands will go and jump and do that thing. Um, they will leap into action, so to speak. That's kind of fun. That's kind of fun. This could be you potentially meeting somebody that helps light that fire again, that helps light that artistic spark for you, that passionate spark for you. And alternatively, it could just be like you exploring different sides of yourself, different parts of yourself that have been longing for expression and now get a chance to express themselves since you have already cut yourself free from limiting situations that you and I both know were bullshit to begin with. Now you have a chance to establish some of your own security, some of your own stability, right? Oh, free from the influence of other people that would try to tap into that and steal from you energetically and physically. I like it. These are cool. These are fun. Yeah, I really just see you balancing out your different needs and exploring ways to fill those needs. Uh, yeah. Hey, more van life people. Nice. I have never I have never done van life. Um I don't know if I'm brave enough. I really like running water, guys. I don't know. I've seen some really cool renovations of different um vehicles into like thanks buddy. Happy birthday to me. Yeah, I've seen some really cool renovations of stuff. I don't know, man. Every time I see one though, I'm like, but where would I do my leather work? But where would I paint? And I'm sure that I could figure it out, but I know it's just excuses. I know. It's just excuses. Badass. Okay, who was next? Logan. Logan, don't I have your chart saved somewhere? I feel like oh no, I don't think I do. Okay, so Sag rising. Oh, that's right. Sag rising, Cap moon, Scorpio sun. That's pretty badass. I'm trying to picture it in my mind. Hold on. I'm just going to change the chart to a Sag rising chart. Oh, hello, Jenny. Thank you. Heck yeah, you're going to have a sewing room. That's amazing. Thank you, Jenny. All right, Logan. Do you want me to do a quick like astro read of how the eclipse is going to affect you with your Scorpio sun? Or do you want me to pull cards for you? Because I'll do either. I will do either. Oh, thanks, buddy. Oh. Oh, yes. Yeah, okay. Oh, SB, your birthday is tomorrow. Happy birthday. Okay, cool, cool, cool. So is a Sag rising, Scorpio sun, Cap moon. Damn. All right, so Sag rising. Venus is in your seventh house. What degree is your sun at? This is necessary info. You could also feel free to PM me your info if you want. I can look at it and just not pull it up on the screen if you want. In the meantime, I'm just gonna shuffle my cards until until you tell me. Yeah, if anybody wants me to do like a quick look at where the eclipse is happening in their chart, and you're okay with it. Okay, yeah, no, that's cool. You can just tell me your birthday and I'll look it up. Um, yeah, I'm down with doing that. I'm only going to be here for a couple of hours, so if you do want that, get your info in quick. You can either email me it. If you have me on Telegram, you can message me it, your birth info or whatever. And yeah, and if you're okay with me pulling it up live, please indicate that. Otherwise, I'll keep it private. Um, yeah. What year, Logan? Oh, you're younger than me? Aw. Okay, this is gonna be cool. And what city? I need to know the city as well. I can figure out the time. Well, I can figure out a rough time. Make you Sag rising. Won't be difficult. Somewhere in the east, I know that. East or central? Oh yeah, so this eclipse is close. Putting you in New York until you tell me where you were born. Okay, so if you want me to pull up your chart, I need your birthday, the city that you were born in, city and country, obviously, and then a rough time estimate. Um, go 3 hours. Not 45. Perfect. Thank you. Oh, you have a Venus Mars conjunction. That's cool. Cincinnati. There we go. Thank you, buddy. Default New York. Ohio. There we go. That's trippy. Okay. Alrighty, buddy. So, Logan. Damn, son. Okay, that's really cool. Trying to figure out exactly what I want to say while it's live. This is the fun challenge of astrology on the spot. Okay, so in a quadrant based house system, this actually falls in your 11th house. So it's 11th house but 12th sign. So interesting. Um Now because it's going to be really close to your sun, this will be fairly impactful because it's not exact. It's like 3 degrees off of an exact conjunction with your sun, but that's pretty close. That is pretty freaking close. Now, sun rules your ninth house. That's where Leo is. So sun actually literally represents like in your chart, right? So generally speaking, sun is talking about our ideals of ourself, some of our goals. It can be associated with authority figures in our life as well. Sometimes like father figure. That can change depending on, the culture that you come from. In your chart, sun rules your ninth house. Ninth house is the house of our teachers, our gurus, the temple, the temple or the university that we study in, our religious beliefs, divination, that kind of stuff. So kind of cool actually that you decided to pop in and do a little divination with me, or get me to do a little bit of divination for you on an eclipse that is involving the ruler of the house that is involved with divination. So that's kind of fun. Especially since I haven't seen you in a little bit, so that's kind of neat. But anyway, so 11th house eclipse. For you, I would say if there are any groups that you belong to or friend networks that you belong to that you're finding yourself not fully aligning to, like maybe at one point they helped you bring a sense of vitality to yourself with that sun in Scorpio placement. But perhaps there is some groups that maybe you might need to step a little bit back from because maybe you don't identify with them fully anymore. Or, there's just other groups of people that are more supportive, that you want to align yourself with. Now, this Uranian influence in there. Since I mentioned that, I might as well talk about it. You're experiencing a Uranus square, so that's actually kind of cool. Because natally you have Uranus in Aquarius, so it being in Taurus now, it's squaring its original position. So there's definitely also this sense of like breaking free, definitely, that is activated in your chart right now with Uranus having just opposed your sun too. So I wouldn't be surprised if there was a lot of different changes that you were experiencing, where you're looking at different pieces of technology, maybe like I'm thinking telescopes, right? Um, different pieces of technology or different new ways of thinking and new ways of seeing yourself in the world. And this eclipse is just catalyzing and bringing to a head some of those different situations where it's like, okay, I definitely don't align with this group anymore, and it's time for me to break free and totally change how I see myself and how other people are seeing me, that kind of stuff. Uranus can definitely be associated with just being authentic as well. So this eclipse with Uranus involved, opposing your sun, with the lunar eclipse specifically on your sun, it's definitely going to be like shedding. I don't know. I get the image of a snake shedding its skin, where it's like, this is a cloak that I used to wear. This is something that I used to identify with, and used to present myself to different groups with. And that's now like coming off, and you're shedding that skin and being more authentically yourself. So thanks, buddy. Oh, what's up, FRC? Oh, thank you, Michelle. What's up, Kelly? New Mexico. What is up? Feliz Cinco de Mayo. Okay. So just did Logan. Dun, 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 dun. And then immediately after, Our new friend from the UK. All right, I'll look at yours too. May 11th. Oh, your birthday's coming up too. Nice. I think I gotta go back. Okay, what do we got? May 11th or November 5th? Yeah, is that May 11th or November 5th? Kettering, UK. And what time? Oh, use of the time, 5:45. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Oh, November 5th, November. Okay. Thanks. Michelle, what kind of soap are you gonna make? These are the things I need to know. Okay, November 5th, 73. Dun 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 dun. Boop. Kettering, UK, England. Go. Happy birthday to your little sister, Kelly. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Yep. I gotta ask. Unless it's obvious. I ask now all the time. Okay, so Gemini rising, Scorpio sun, moon in Pisces. Ooh. Ooh, okay, that's fun. All right. Yeah, so your sun is within 2 degrees of where the eclipse is. Transit chart. And the moon would have set. It would have set before it got eclipsed, so you wouldn't have seen it in England. Hit me. Oh, Michelle's making 3 kinds of soap. Okay, hold on. Calendula salt. Ooh, yes. Comfrey, nettle, and pine shampoo and mugwort soap. Nice. Okay. So last month for Michelle's moon offering, I got the Comfrey Nettle Pine shampoo bars. Well, I got one, not plural, just one. Really awesome. Actually, I've used it 3 times. I've used it 3 times. I'm trying to correct a mistake that I made with my hair. And I had the worst itchy scalp this winter. It was the worst I've ever had it. It's never been this bad. And anyway, just a couple of uses, along with like cutting out some other bad habits, and using apple cider vinegar as well afterwards has really helped significantly with the flakiness and the itchiness. Yeah, so thank you, buddy. I forget if there's comfrey in mine. But anyway, okay. So, desktop geek. What do we got? Okay, so eclipse. So this eclipse is also affecting your sun significantly, but your sun rules an entirely different part of your chart. It rules your 4th house. Okay, so it's a Gemini rising. Hold on, let me look at this. Okay, you got. Can I show your chart on screen? Actually, is that okay? You let me know if that's okay, because I won't bring it up, if you don't want me to. Hey, there you go. Awesome. Okay, cool. Sweet. So makes it easier to talk about if you guys can see what I'm talking about. So that'll help. Okay, cool. Whoops, wrong button. All right. And what is your name, good sir? You can give me a fake name if you don't want to share your real name. Okay, so here's your chart. Gemini rising. So that makes the chart ruler Mercury. You have Mercury in Scorpio. That's fun. 10 degrees away from the sun, but going retrograde. So possibly invisible at this point. Ancient rules, Hellenistic rules, and medieval rules are slightly different, but as soon as a planet is within 15 degrees of the sun, it is said to be under the beams and therefore invisible. Whether it actually is invisible or not depends on where you are on the Earth and the northern or southern declination of the planet itself and how close it actually is to the sun, north-south wise. But anyway, so possibly invisible, possibly still visible. You could probably look it up on pull up Stellarium, maybe. You might be able to see. Sometimes that can help. Yeah, dude, thank you, buddy. Okay, so anyway, that's kind of cool. Lots I could say about that, but specifically, we want to know about the eclipse, so don't get too distracted. All right, that was to me, by the way. I need to not get distracted because it's so easy for me to get distracted. All right, so couple really cool things that I see right off the bat, even before I get to the eclipse itself. Jupiter right now is on top of your Mars, so it's and you have Mars in Aries, so super powerful Mars. That's fun. Oh, a Mars Uranus opposition. That's fun. Okay, talk about chain breakers. This is just a signature that I'm seeing with lots of people lately, I guess, is these like really interesting aspects with Uranus. Okay, so anyway, Jupiter on top of your Mars is just going to explode this energy and amplify it significantly, which is, it can be fun. It could definitely help you with getting things in order, building things, creating change. Encourage assertiveness. Encourage assertiveness. It's definitely not a bad thing. Okay, so anyway, eclipse right on top of your sun. So it's 2 degrees off. The eclipse is at 15 degrees and your sun is at 13 degrees. So it's just 2 degrees away. So really, really close. In your chart, since sun rules Leo, in your chart, sun rules the fourth house. So your sun specifically has to also do, in addition to things like what you're most consciously aware of, and which would be the house placement and the sign placement of the sun, in addition to like the ideals that you have about yourself, sun specifically has a lot to do with your fourth house. Fourth house is your ancestry, mother or father, but your parents essentially. Super old school traditional astrology down here was actually your father, not your mother. Modern astrology has flipped it, but it used to be dad down here. And interestingly enough, sun is often associated with father figures. So I would be really curious if we were in a session and this weren't live on YouTube, I would ask you some questions about like, what's your relationship with your father right now, that kind of stuff. Or other male authority figures from your particular family line. I would just be curious about that, and we could have a conversation around that. But obviously this is live, this is on YouTube, so we're not going to talk about that. But but that's just one thing that I would ask. Other than like the other people in your life, this is also has to do with your home. And since the sun is in your sixth house and the eclipse is happening in the sixth house, I would not be surprised to see different changes in your routine happening. So sixth house has a lot to do with our day-to-day routine, or some great work and service that we are undertaking. So interesting that you already mentioned that you just bought a camper van and you're about to take her on your her maiden voyage. Is this something that you're going to live in temporarily, or at least is this like a for now thing, or is this a lifestyle that you want to literally undertake at this time? Because that could definitely be right, like huge changes and transformations happening to the fourth house cusp. Talks about huge changes and transformations happening in where we live, right? This is literally our home. So that'd be another conversation piece that we would talk about. Hey, how is this actually playing out for you? Are you like literally renovating your home, or totally changing your lifestyle and how you live? So hoping to one day. Hey, cool, cool, cool. All right. Have been motivated lately. I like to hear that. Okay. Yeah, and like that's definitely not something that we need to talk about right now, but thank you. Okay, cool. That's cool. That's really exciting. And yeah, I understand like uh doing some like living out of your van type stuff is a very you need to plan ahead for that. So it's cool that you're planning ahead now and you're doing the maiden voyage now, because it's kind of like this is you've been working towards this for a little bit, right? With the nodes being here and with the eclipses being on this axis, and activating your sun here, which rules your fourth house cusp. It's definitely like the seeds have been planted for a little while about where you're going to live and how you're going to live and how that lifestyle actually looks for you. So that's kind of cool that that's how it's playing out. So that's really neat. Yep. Oh, that's your name. Kai or Sai. Oh, sounds like C. Okay, C. Cool. Cool, cool, cool. That's fun. C. Is that a Scottish thing? Like, I don't know. Okay, anyway, that was fun. Um Let me just look real quick. There's the other really cool thing. Sorry, bringing this back up. So what's really neat about this, okay, so since Mars is the traditional ruler for Scorpio, we also got to look, okay, what's Mars doing? Well, Mars is currently in your third house. Um, so how does that play out? What does that mean? Third house talks about vehicles, right? Third house talks about vehicles. Third house talks about like literally our transportation, but our neighborhood and the the places that are like right around our house, like the block that we live on, basically that kind of thing, but also transportation and vehicles. So kind of neat again that we have this interesting kind of signification of um, changes to where we live, but also it's playing out specifically with you getting a camper van that you're planning on maybe one day living in and doing its maiden voyage. Like, and the words you chose, maiden voyage, that's so funny because it's a third house cusp in a water sign. So, like, voyage is very appropriate here. And Mars is just bringing this activity to this house, right? So, that's kind of neat. All right. Cool. Okay. Who else wanted to go? Oh, that's neat. That's fun. C is going to the sea. Okay. Okay, sorry. I should probably open up Odyssey. Hey, Donut. Thank you, good sir. I'm older now, so actually I feel good. I feel good in my 30s. My 30s have been going much better so far than my 20s. So let me tell you, it's been great. Oh, thanks, buddy. It's Donut. Yep. Yeah, Ruma. Okay. Ruma, I'm down. Would you like tarot or astrology? Uh, Lovingly tap the like button. um, We just did a reading not terribly long ago, so would you like some tarot instead of astrologies? We already talked about the eclipse. I feel like I'll just be hammering home the same stuff. Really? Okay. Fair enough. Are you okay with me bringing your chart up, or would you like it to stay private and me just talk about what I see going on? Thanks, buddy. I appreciate that. Excuse me. Mm-mm-mm-mm. Okay, yeah, definitely. I'll keep your chart private. I don't have your data handy at the moment, though. Would you mind just messaging me on Telegram? Good old Telegram. I love Telegram. It has been a wonderful ally over the last few years. Oh, Ruma, thank you. I got your donation as well. But yeah, just message me on Telegram your birth date, and I will happily pull that up. Oh, thank you, Rachel. I'm gonna pull a card for you too. Do 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 do. I'm gonna pull a card for Rachel while you message me. Rachel. Hey, what's up, Lacey? Thank you. Whoa. Happy Eclipse Day. Yeah. I'm gonna nap after this. That's my plans. I'm gonna nap. Well, I can try and meditate, but I'll probably just nap. Then I got some dinner plans tonight. I'm gonna go eat some lobster and some butter. Some butter on my lobster. What are my fans called? Oh, Deadheads, Swifties. I don't know. Loonies. Fucking nerds. I don't know. Yeah. Meditating in your dream. Evil Fandango says that's perfect. I'm into it. Let's talk about that. Okay, Rachel. I'm gonna pull a card for you. A couple cards. I'm gonna pull a couple cards. We'll see. We'll see what comes out. Rachel, Rachel. Infinite butter, the gigglers. The gigglers! Facts. Yeah. The mooners. I don't know, mooners doesn't sound right. I don't know, that's up to you guys. You guys gotta figure that out. I can't be the one that comes up with that. Gotta take that lobster to a butter place. I know. I'm hoping that it's decent quality butter. Probably not though. We're gonna. Yeah. Landlocked prairie province. I'm hoping it's decent quality lobster. Mooniacs, there you go. All right, let's pull some cards for Rachel. I got your message, Ruma. Thank you. Okay, Rachel, Rachel, Rachel. What do we got for Rachel? The Hermit card. Well, this is accurate as fuck. Rachel, you've been a hermit. What is going on, girl? I miss you. Oh. um, I would be curious to know if you have been keeping up with some of your own daily practices that help you feel grounded and connected. If you're taking care of your bodily needs. Also, is there anything that you need to cut out and get rid of at the moment? Because we also got the Five of Swords coming out for you, Rachel. Lol, oops. um, so I don't know. Sometimes the Five of Swords can be associated with just needing to take mental space, right? So like, all right, so we got practices that we need to do, and also we need to take a little bit of mental space. Get rid of them damn geese. I don't know if there's geese in the tub. Can you have a bath? This is my question. How do you feel about bathing with geese? Oh gosh, I do love ducks, but you know. Okay, and then we also got the Seven of Pentacles for you, Rachel. So Seven of Pentacles. I don't know. Right now, I'm feeling like the Seven of Pentacles is a little bit more to do with planning for a rainy day, or getting that emergency fund set up and having things set to the side for. Oh, I'm hosting those geese. Hosing those geese. Oh, mm-hmm. You're the one that has to hose them down? Okay. Okay, so anyway, sorry. Going back to the reading. Um yeah, dude, when's the last time you took some me time? That's really what I want to know. When's the last time you took some me time? And this is important though. It's not selfish. It's not self-centered, it's not selfish to take care of yourself, right? Um a little bit of physical space, a little bit of mental space is what I see being asked for right here. This is like, make sure you're keeping on top of that, like, those daily practices that help you feel grounded, centered, connected. Um, don't be afraid of having different conversations if there are different needs that need to be met, right? A little bit of space, a little bit of distance sometimes can be really helpful, especially if it's from geese and you want to have a bath. I'm thinking about shellfish. Ho, hilarious. I'm thinking about how annoyed I would be if I wanted to take a bath and there was a fucking duck in the way. Gordy says, "Wait, you're the hoser in this situation?" I don't know. And then with the Seven of Pentacles, this is about the long-term investments, but also having things set to the side, like contingency plans. Like, hey, there's this crazy ass insane situation that just went down today, but it's okay because I have some stuff over here to take care of this exact situation that I was waiting for it to happen, right? That's what the Seven of Pentacles really is talking about to me. I hose them to chase them off. Okay, fair enough. uh, geese are geese are majestic creatures, okay? Don't get me wrong. I'm just saying. I'm trying to keep this light, all right? Yeah, dude. Uh yeah, this is you. This is you chasing the geese away. Get out of here. Yeah, as long as they don't bully the ducks, exactly. So this is you being like, okay, you're bullying the ducks, no more of that, and then chasing them off. Um, there's something about the Seven of Pentacles also just there's something about this that is inherently challenging, but the seven is such a magical number that uh, it's almost guaranteed that as soon as you figure out what the challenge is and successfully navigate it, that there's a new like level of maturity that you get to. Um, it's an initiation, right? Especially when they honk. So majestic, okay? So majestic, all right? Honk, honk, motherfuckers. That's all I gotta say. Yeah. I don't know, Rachel. When's the last time you did a napping meditation? You know what I mean? Okay, I'm done. That's all I gotta say. Okay, Ruma. Let me pull up what you got for me. Doo doo doo. The Adams fam, the Maiden family. Do 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 do. Oh boy, the geese are kind of scary. It's also Uncle Larry. Accurate. Oh man. Was it last winter? I think it was last winter. I don't know. So I live in Canada, okay? Canadian geese. They're huge. All right, and they are mean motherfuckers. They are not nice. You do not want to get into a battle with a fucking Canadian goose. Okay. Anyway, I was taking a little walk and there's like these kind of like these wetlands near where I was living, and this pathway that kind of goes through them. So I was on this pathway, and there's this like little bit of a lake, and I look out into the lake, and it's frozen, right? But I saw this coyote walking out into the middle of the lake. I'm like, oh, what you doing? He was looking for lunch. There happened to be a nest of geese not terribly far away, and he was walking towards the nest, but there was one goose that was like right behind him, like, what the fuck is up? What are you doing? And it's just like there was this posturing between the coyote and the goose, and it was like just this face off battle. And I keep walking, but I'm watching it go down. I actually took out my camera and tried to record it a little bit. Um, so anyway, the coyote like turned around from the one goose that was behind him, was like, "Fuck that!" and started walking towards the other group. And one of the ones from the other group came out and was like, "Bring it on, tough guy! What you gonna do?" Anyway, the coyote didn't get to eat that day. Is basically what I'm trying to say. It was goose versus coyote, but goose won by a lot. Fun. How many how many Canadian geese would it take to beat Mike Tyson in a fight? I don't know, man. At least 20. At least 20. Okay, Ruma. All right, so this eclipse. So for you, my dear. Oh yes, this is right. This is happening right on your IC-MC axis. That's right. That's right. That's right. Okay, that's kind of cool. Okay, so during our reading, we talked a little bit more in depth about partnerships. Why is this important? The planet that rules partnerships in your chart is right on your IC, right where the eclipse is happening. So it seems to me like there's going to be an important decision that you need to make that uh, is quite likely going to be happening really quickly here, really soon, about what exactly you want in a partnership. And if some kind of pattern that you've experienced in the past, or you might even be experiencing now, has been limiting or has felt confining, or confusing, or toxic in any way, and therefore has been limiting because it's been toxic. This is the kind of an eclipse that's going to really show you exactly what's going down very clearly, so that you can decide for yourself if that's a pattern that you want to continue, or if you want to use that Uranus energy to help break yourself free from that. Okay? I just got chills. Girl, I just got chills. Um, yeah, this is happening on a super sensitive axis in your chart. So be extra gentle with yourself, right? Allow any and all emotions to come up and flow through you, right? The fourth house cusp can be a very sensitive area because um, it represents things about ourselves that we bury. It also ties into like ancestral, our ancestry in general, but ancestral trauma and like generational shit is is in the fourth and 10th house cusp. So there's something here about needing to dig deep, and like allowing yourself to go into the darkness, into the scary stuff, into the stuff that causes you anxiety, and really analyze it and see if you want to keep holding on to it or if it's time to release it, so that you can break free from things that have been confining and like a chain in the past. Hey, happy birthday, Angie. Yes, it it is challenging, but will be positive as long as you are brave and do the thing, right? Do the thing and get the points. And yeah, honestly, it sounds like to me that this will be that you're going to need to release at least one, right? You know what I mean? Okay. Geese are assholes. Okay. nothing like nothing like getting your education from TV. Oh god. uh Geese are pretty well organized. Okay. A courage spell. You okay, be very careful about this, all right? But you could ask for assistance from the universe. Now, here's the thing about courage and bravery, okay? Being brave is not about not doing something or not being afraid of something. It's not about not being afraid. The fear is still there. The courage part and the bravery part comes from you doing the thing, and acting even when you are afraid or even when you are anxious and nervous and stuff, right? So you can do the thing. You can do the thing. Yeah. And be careful with spells, man. Be careful with spells, because I'll give you an example. This is what comes to mind, all right? Courage would be tied to planets like Mars. So if you want to increase courage, you're also increasing other aspects of Mars too. So be careful with that, because there we're talking about inflammation. We're talking about sometimes when you pray for something, okay, here's the thing. Sometimes when you pray for something, you will get the experiences that force you to use that thing in yourself. It's not that you're actually going to get more courage or get more bravery. You're just going to get experiences that cause fear, that force you to be brave and be courageous, right? That's kind of how that works. So, caution and be good to yourself. Yeah. Coke and whiskey? No, don't do that. Oh my God. Yeah. So yeah. Okay. Anyway. All right. What are we doing now? What am I doing now? Um, I got Ruma. I got Rachel. I'm glad that we talked about. I'm glad that you came back, Ruma, um for that little transit reading. I'm glad that I could just reiterate what we talked about and give you that little summary. Oh, what's up, Eric? I got you. I got you. Thanks, buddy. Okay. All right. So Eric has requested a card. He's shy. He doesn't always comment on the lives, but I know he's there. Hi, Eric. There's a few of you that lurk, but don't say anything. Oh yeah, Angie, my birthday twin. Heck yeah, I'll do that. Oh my god. Talking about drugs in the chat. Um, I have been sober from all substances since 2019, except for weed. I used to have a really, really, really big. That's hilarious. Oh my god. My brain's like drugs. Yeah, but no, I've been sober from that specific one since 2019. I plan to keep it that way. Thank you very much. Holy fuck. Yep. All right, Eric, I got you. I got a card for you. Yeah, dude. Okay, seriously though, focus. A card for Eric. The King of Wands. Weed is a drug, though. You can abuse it, and it does cause a psychoactive. There is a psychoactive component, right? It's a medicine, but it's also a drug. And you can chew on cocaine leaves too, right? You can chew on coke leaves, right? That's natural. LSD comes from a fungus, right? MDMA comes from the sassafras flower, right? So that argument doesn't work. It doesn't actually work. Tobacco is a plant, but is also a drug, right? Okay, anyway. Eric. Ooh. Okay, so I pulled 3 cards for you, Eric, because one wasn't enough. So what I got for you, my friend, we got the 2 of Swords, we got the 8 of Swords, and the 6 of Swords. Lot of mental energy right now. Lot of mental energy. So with the 2 of Swords, interesting actually. I'm pretty sure the 2 of Swords is the card associated with the decan for your ascendant. If I recall correctly, your ascendant is in the middle of Libra. Pretty sure that was it. Middle decan Libra, whatever. Anyway, so that's kind of cool that came out. Anyway, this is about trying to balance out something, right? Usually something mental. We see something going wrong and we want to be the thing that balances it. Often this archetype is associated with justice and injustice and wanting to correct something that is unjust. However, you can look all around you and see injustice everywhere. It is literally everywhere. So are you going to go crazy trying to correct the imbalance, or do you like finally gradually come to the realization that perfect balance actually must be balanced by imbalance? There's no such thing as perfect justice all of the time. But anyways, the Two of Swords can really, on a less like esoteric level, be just talking about trying to make a decision about something, and needing to weigh out pros and cons of a decision, weighing out the logical choices, but also the more feeling and emotion based choices. And like which weighs heavier here, the logic or the heart, the brain or the heart. And that's tough. That's really tough. So I feel for you. That's a difficult place to be in that state of needing to make a difficult choice. And of course, it feels like your hands are tied, right? With the Eight of Swords. The Eight of Swords is like almost having too many options, and again, this sensation of too many voices, too many people's opinions, and just both of these figures are blindfolded. So that's interesting to me. Both of these figures are blindfolded. So both of these figures it's like you or other people that you I'm trying to do my best to I know a little bit more about the situation, but I'm trying to keep it vague and keep your details private. But anyway, it's like there is somebody in the situation that can't see completely or can't fully comprehend everything that's happening. And that's also a really difficult place to be in. The Eight of Swords can be like it's like when you first learn how to divide for the first time ever. You're like, I can divide by two. And then you start dividing by two and then dividing by two. And all of a sudden you realize there's an infinite number of fractals that you can get to, and you can keep dividing by two into infinity. And all of a sudden it's too much. It's like, oh, I learned how to divide by zero. Holy shit. Oh, the cards are intense and I love it. Anyway, so really when I see this card in a reading and I know that there's some really difficult choices and difficult conversations that need to be had, my first thought and my first one of my first thoughts is like you're probably thinking too much and you're too caught in your head, right? There's a need to drop into your body and check in with the body when I see this card come out, because it's like way too much mental energy. And there's no pentacle cards, there's no earth cards at all. So it's like, have you checked in with your body? How does your body feel about the decision that you're trying to make? And yeah, so that's what I would ask with that. And then the third card, the Six of Swords, there is a lot going on with this card. This is I'm going to say you're going to make the right decision. Okay, the Six of Swords is you will make the right decision. This card is sometimes called the Lord of Earned Success or Science. And I feel a lot of sadness. Yeah, anyway, the Six of Swords. You will come to the right decision. And that decision will be the one that is balanced. Ironically enough, we're working with balance, imbalance, and then balance the two, and then the eight, and then the six again. So there. The other thing I want to say about the Six of Swords in particular is there's this ferryman, okay? The subject of the card is the person that's in the boat, right? It's usually in most decks it's pictured like a woman and a child or whatever. And then this ferryman, right? This person that's guiding somebody across the river. Um, it's interesting because in astrology, this decan that this card is associated with is sometimes associated with some kind of guiding spirit, right? So a guiding, like literally a guiding spirit is there to help you through making this decision. Um, or if not a spirit, there could be somebody literally physically there that can help you through making the right decision for yourself, um, and for your family, the right decision for you and your family. That's a lot, buddy. My heart goes out to you. This is a difficult day and a difficult transit, right? And I know that there is a lot of stuff going on in your personal life. So right now, I really feel like with all these sword cards coming out, it's probably really important that you just spend some time allowing tears to flow, to spend some time like literally with this Mars and Cancer and eclipse and Scorpio. It's like it's really it's kind of it's not, I wouldn't say it's dark energy, but it's deep and like really heartfelt emotional energy. So allow what needs to flow to flow. Don't stop up or hold back different emotions or feelings that need to come out. Let them flow as well. And don't be afraid to ask for help or ask for assistance from the people around you if you feel like your hands are tied and you can't make the decision. So that's what I got to say. Anyway, Eric, love you, buddy. You got this. All right. Chat's going crazy. What's up, Chaos Not? Thanks, buddy. Facts. Yeah, Kat. It's it's intense. So I started learning astrology and tarot at pretty much the same time. And I chose a system to learn. So how I did it, and this isn't necessarily what I would suggest to everybody, but this is how I did it. I chose a system to learn that I had like a framework for my left side brain to learn different things. So for example, um my first deck was the Golden Dawn Hermetic Tarot, and right on the cards, they have the places in the zodiac that they're associated with. And I found it super helpful to learn some of the left brain framework, logical side of things, like uh, the what, like the where. Like for example, since I was just talking about this card, the Eight of Swords. This is the first decan of Gemini, and it's ruled by Jupiter. It's actually co-ruled Jupiter and Mercury. So a lot of the meanings for the Eight of Swords come from Jupiter in Gemini and that first decan of Gemini and what that means. Um, so having like that framework, and then of course there have been like different books and different programs and stuff that I've tuned into that have helped me look at some of the deeper meanings of different cards. For example, Path of the Fool by Michael Sarian, freaking fantastic for going through the major arcana. Um, so like that has been really helpful as well to just to deepen my understanding. And then once I've got that left brain framework, the right brain comes out while I'm doing readings on the fly live, because I've got all these different meanings and all these different ways of reading it. But then the specific one that actually matters for that person in that moment is accessed by the right brain while I'm in the moment doing it. And then of course there's always other aspects of intuition that come into it as well, like the different symbols on the card. A certain one might stand out as more important than another in a reading. Like it might be like, oh, that right there, that's really obvious. that is something that I got to talk about. So then I'll talk about that particular symbol. Or like there's different sensations that I might get in my body, like all of a sudden I'll feel really sad, or I'll feel a knot in a specific spot, or like my throat closes up or something like that. And that'll tell me a little bit more information and kind of where I need to take where I need to take that reading. Um and then yeah, it kind of goes from there in an infinite number of directions. Safe driving. Yeah, dude. Comfort zones don't allow for growth. It was my first deck. It was badass. Yes, exactly. I never picked up a Thoth deck. I kind of want to, but I also kind of don't want to. I don't know. I have mixed feelings about that one. But then again, at the same time, like the Hermetic deck kind of feels really dark. That's my serious deck. I only take it out if I really want a really serious answer, and if I want to give serious answers, because it's not playful. It's just not playful. Um, yeah. Yeah. Yes, Thoth is the Crowley deck. Okay, cool. All right. uh, yeah, Kabbalah as well. And honestly, I have not even really touched Kabbalah. It just feels like too much right now. Yeah, and you know what's so funny? So if I try to do a reading for myself, all right, JLo, I got you. I got you. I got you next. If I try to do a reading for myself, especially if I'm using my Hermetic deck and I'm too emotionally attached to a situation, the deck will actively troll me. Like, I can't even explain it. I just get the most ridiculous cards, and I'm like, nope, okay, I need to put this down and walk away for a little bit. Um, it happens every time. A forced attachment. That's really interesting. That's really interesting. Um, yeah, I would, I would cleanse that bitch. Okay, all right, J Lo, I got you. Card for J Lo. Mm mm mm. When I when I first started doing tarot readings in person for people, uh, I brought that deck to a market. It was like this little farmer's market out in like rural Alberta, and I brought another one too. I have this really beautiful druid deck, the Druid Craft Tarot, I believe it's called, by Will and Stephanie Cargom, I think. Anyway, I brought that deck, so I brought the Hermetic and the Druid deck, and when people sat down, I was like, okay, I have two decks for you to choose from. This one is really beautiful, really gorgeous deck, really pretty art, um, and a little softer. And then this, and I pointed to the Hermetic one. I'm like, this is the serious one. This is for serious readings only. It is not. It is not a playful one. And then, yeah, the Hermetic one's like, nope, you have to follow the book. It's like, yeah, it's crazy. But anyway, every single one of them wanted the Hermetic deck, and I'm like, you fucking asked for it. Okay, I don't know. I'm like, you asked for it. Okay. They're like, no, no, serious. I'm like, I was not joking. I was not joking. Anyway, never had like a bad reading with that deck. I never felt a dark energy or anything like that while using it. It just feels more serious, which is fine if that's what you want. Um, yeah, it's fine if that's what you want. So depends on what a person wants. And it just, I don't know, it shocked me that every single time they're like, no, I want the serious deck. I'm like, okay. And then it's like, I don't know, I felt like I was looking into people's souls, which can be really uncomfortable in a market scenario. Like, I don't know, it felt like it was the wrong energy to bring out for an otherwise really light and nice kind of fun, sunny summertime thing. So anyway, yeah. Yeah, and that's totally it. It's like that was totally it. It's like, yeah, we're getting straight to the point, and that's just, yeah. Yeah, fair enough. Fair enough. And if they're brave enough to ask, uh then that, and that's why people come to me. They don't come to me for the fluff, cuz that's not me, right? I don't give you the fluff. I might wear some fluff. I might wear some pretty flowers, but I'm going to tell you, yo, this is serious. Even if it makes me really uncomfortable. So, ooh, that's really cool. Yeah, and that's a good point. FRC. That's all some people know. Totally. Me? No. Not consciously anyway. Not consciously. I don't know. I think I'm too earthy, but maybe not. I'm also like, do I want that? Not really. uh okay, J-Lo. J-Lo, J-Lo, J-Lo. No, I can't see them. I pick up shit in my body. No, I know, J-Lo. I'm like, I'm good. My boyfriend sees shadow people and I'm like, I'm good. I like my sleep. I thank you very much. No. Oh my gosh. Yeah, that's crazy to me. I wouldn't do that, but I know people that are really into that and I don't get it. I'm like, no, thank you. Okay, hold on, JLo. Before I pull your card, I need water. Alright. Alrighty. For JLo, I'm still Jenny from the block. Used to have a little, now I have a lot. No matter where we're going, know where I came from. Bam, bam. I had to, and I'm not sorry. Would much rather be a feeler than a sealer. Yeah, word. I just get songs. I get songs. I feel feelings. J Lo. It. Thank you. Someone speaking the truth. It's so dry. I gotta. Yeah. I have to do it in chunks. But anyway, all right. So J Lo, you got again crazy. I'm not surprised. I'm actually just annoyed. J Lo, you always get the craziest cards and card combos. But um, where's your Saturn again? Is your Saturn in Taurus? Because I will laugh so hard. Anyway, so what you got, J Lo, is the world. 21. This is all about Saturn, endings and beginnings. I think. Oh, Cancer. Okay, never mind. So anyway, where in Cancer is it being activated by Mars right now? I like giving JLo homework. Um, yeah, I like giving JLo homework. Uh, it's fun because she does it. Okay, for real though. So the World card, you're completing something really important, right? You're completing a phase of life. Um, yeah, definitely completing a phase of life and mastering something. This card and Saturn in general is actually about mastery. It's about learning to master something, becoming disciplined in some manner. Underneath the deck, I peeked. I I wanted to snoop, so I snooped, and what did I see? Well, of course, the death card is underneath there. Uh, yep. So both of these cards ultimately speak about transformations, endings, and beginnings. It's just the how is a little bit different. With the World card, you're really completing something and mastering something. With the Death card, you're being asked to let go of something and allow the release of something in order for it to go through its transformation. So both of these are speaking about endings, and both of these are speaking about beginnings. It's just the how is slightly different. And I really feel like whatever you're learning to master right now, whatever phase is completing, a new role you're stepping into, that can feel, it could be a little bit scary. It can be a little bit anxiety inducing. Um, but the more that you surrender, and she does do her homework, I know it's the best. The more that you release and allow and surrender, the more uh, that you'll be able to step into this new role with less and less baggage. Right, you'll have less baggage that you're pulling with you from past experiences. So dive into this eclipse and enjoy the new. Yeah, that's what I thought. That's what I thought. It's being activated right now. And what's so crazy about that too is like Mars. Okay, so Saturn is the brakes, right? Saturn's like, whoa, no, hold on a minute. You have work to do. there's karma to work out here, all right? We need a proper plan, we need some structure here. What the hell? And then Mars is like, yeah, but gas. I want to accelerate and fucking go. And Saturn's like, so having Mars, yeah, I don't do the asteroids. I don't know anything about them. Um, oh, it's Mercury on top of Mars. Okay, but where's Saturn in Cancer? Is Mars close to Saturn? That's what I was talking about. I was talking about your Mars. Anyway, um, regardless, as Mars has been moving through Cancer, it's definitely aspected your Saturn. If it has already gone over Saturn, then you've already experienced this. If it's heading towards Saturn, then you're going to be experiencing it. Either way, it's still sharing energy with this Saturn placement. So it's like you can take both of these planets, these energies, and apply it towards building something and constructing something. But it has to have a solid foundation, Saturn, and you actually have to put action and use your own energy and your own willpower, Mars. Anyway, in the same house still. Yeah, I figured. Okay, I figured it was past it. Um, Mercury going back to your Mars. Oh yeah, you've. That's right. That's kind of cool. So you'll get a double activation of this. Technically, a triple activation. So Mercury transited over your Mars, went to 15 degrees, stopped, turned around, went back, is going to go back to 5 degrees, stop and turn around. So it's going to pass your Mars a third time, so a second and then a third time. So that'll be really interesting to kind of see it'd be like you assessing whether you are using your own willpower appropriately or not. Oh yeah, we were talking about Dion Fortune. That's right. It's good stuff. Okay, making sure I didn't miss anybody. Let's go back to the beginning. I got Lowen. I got Ruma. Got Rachel. I got our new laptop friend. I got Eric. I got JLo. Cool. Okay, so everybody that's donated has gotten their cards read. Excellent. Okay. Ooh, the Mercury return. Okay, you're an Aries rising. So it's important to know what houses Mercury rules, right? And where the natal Mercury is. So natal Mercury would be in Taurus. Okay, and as an Aries rising, Mercury would rule your third house and your sixth house. Yeah, Aries rising map's a little bit easier to do. That's nice. I can do that in my head like that. Aha, that's fun. Okay. Uh, mm. So when it comes to third house matters, which is also where your sun is, and sixth house matters, we're talking about daily routine, your neighborhood. Um, we're talking about the skills that you have and the skills that you practice that you're working on perfecting. Mercury is fascinating. So you would have at least one Mercury return a year, and then depending on where it retrogrades, whether it crosses that point again multiple times or not, would depend obviously on where the retrograde is happening. Um, aren't you 33 this year too? Didn't you just turn 33? Or you're about to turn 33? It's not. It's not Gemini season yet. Anyway, so Mercury, generally speaking, okay, so this would be true for everybody. Mercury talks a lot about how we communicate. Literally talks about how we communicate. It's about measuring things. Mercury is about being precise with our measurements and precise with our speech. Mercury is tied with, yeah, that's right. I thought it was coming. I thought it was 33 this year. Mercury's tied with commerce. Mercury's tied with transportation. There's a lot of things governed by Mercury, but it's the messenger god, right? So when we go through a Mercury return, especially on a year where there's like an extra activation, we're really reassessing or upgrading how we think about things, or we have the opportunity to upgrade how we think about things, to upgrade how we use our own brain power. And bring like clarity to different things that we're trying to figure out. And then, of course, you would really want to look at the houses that Mercury rules. So with an Aries rising chart, which is the case here for Jenny, yeah, dude, because it's important. It's important. uh, with an Aries rising chart, since Mercury rules. Okay, so this is a Mercury return in your second house. So specifically, this is tied to money as well. So how you spend money or how you earn money, right? That's the first thing, because that's the house we're talking about. How you think about money, your beliefs around money, how you measure money, whether you're budgeting appropriately or not, whether you are investing appropriately or not. Also, what are some of your own values? A Mercury return in the second house could have you really thinking about some of your own values. Now, since Mercury rules the third house and the sixth house, like this is getting really complex, but since Mercury rules third and sixth, It's like this is giving you an opportunity to really practice and hone some skills around money management specifically. So I recall that you said, okay, this is kind of funny. I recall that you said when Mercury was turning retrograde that you were doing your taxes. So fucking hilarious. Actually, my Mercury is not good. And also moon is mine too, yes, in Vedic astrology, yeah. And my moon is not good. Um, so anyway, I recall you saying that we were doing your taxes, which was perfect. Um, Hilarious. And I'm wondering if maybe this year you're going to change a little bit. I mean, obviously you will be changing how you do taxes and how you document that kind of stuff because you're changing your residency to a totally different fucking country. So that's going to be interesting to kind of like, you're going to have to learn some new skills or learn some new program or something like that in order to change how you do, how you record and report a lot of that income. So that for you is a little bit about your Mercury return. Whew. I know. So my Mercury is in Aries, so I learn really fucking fast. And my Mercury rises as a morning star, so ahead of the sun. So it's like I pick up things really quick, but I also have a really bad habit of interrupting people. So and being a little bit impulsive with my speech, so I got to work on that. Yeah. And it's interesting with moon being a significator for mind as well. So with Vedic astrology, they say that moon is also mind, but moon is like the feelings and the emotions that affect how we think, right? So Mercury's like the specifics, the 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 logical linear left brain part of it, and then moon is like the right brain part of it. And my moon is in Capricorn, which is considered to be in fall, so it's a difficult moon placement. But then I also have moon with a bunch of weird creatures. I got Uranus and Neptune and Rahu with my moon, so it's like I have a crazy mind basically. That's what I'm trying to say. I have a crazy mind. Yeah. Good times. Yeah, so thank you for that question. That's a fun question. Um Now I don't remember what years you have a Mercury synodic return, because you would have like a Mercury return every year, but the the year the years plural where you have a Mercury synodic return are extra special for Mercury specifically. And what is a synodic return? Synod is basically talking about well, when I'm talking about a planet's synodic return, it's the relationship between the planet and the sun. So when you're born, the planet, in this case Mercury, was in a specific phase in relationship to the sun, right? In your case, it would have been, I think, direct. I think it's direct. I don't remember if it's retrograde or not, but anyway, it would have been either direct or retrograde, but rising as a morning star. So depending on whether it was direct or retrograde, it would have been moving away from the sun or moving towards the sun. And then, again, I don't remember the exact number when you experience a synodic return with Mercury, but on a solar return or on your birthday, on those years when you have a synodic return, Mercury is in basically the same place and the same phase in relationship to the sun on that birthday. Now, Venus is easy. Venus is every 8 years. So on your 8th birthday, your 16th birthday, your 24th birthday, and then your 32nd birthday, etc., etc., 40th birthday, you have a Venus synodic return. Mars is every 15 and every 17 years. So it goes 15, 17, 15, 17. So on your 15th birthday, you have a Mars synodic return. On your 32nd birthday, you have a Mars and Venus synodic return at the same time. And I cannot remember the years for Mercury, unfortunately. It's a good time. Um, yeah, so with these personal planets, Venus and Mercury, it's really it's fun. It's fun to track those things and to see kind of what comes up for you every 8 years and then every 15 and 17 years, and then on the years where they intersect. That's really kind of special as well. Woo. Angie. Yes, Angie. We had Angie to do. Thank you. Do you know what time you were born, my dear? May 5th, 75. My birthday twin. I'll totally pull up your chart. Is it okay if I share it on screen, or would you prefer it to stay private? Oh, cool. You have an exact time. I love that. And what city? I need to know the city you were born in. Ainsworth, Nebraska. Thank you. I thought you said it earlier, but I lost track of it in the chat. Nebraska. Okay. Do 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 do. Happiest birthday to you. Oh, cool. Oh, cool. That's fun. Oh, you just had a Jupiter return this year. That's really neat. Oh, you just had a Venus synodic return. This is an 8th year birthday for you, and a multiple of 8 year. That's badass. I have the same Venus. I have the same Venus. That's really cool. Okay, sorry, you guys. That's exciting for me. Hold on a minute. I just need to be like, need to bask in the coolness of this. Ah. Okay. That's neat. It's not every day you meet a birthday twin that also is a Venus twin. So that's really neat. Okay. Neat. So for you, what I would say right away, just knowing that it's a Venus synodic return, I would ask you to think back 8 years ago, so 2015, and contemplate some of the stuff that went down, specifically in the area of love, relationships, since this is your 7th house. And it doesn't necessarily mean that the same events are going to play out, but you may run into some of the same archetypes, some of the same themes. And something that happened 8 years ago has planted a seed that is continuing to blossom this year, right? There's this 8th year thing, this 8th year theme that is playing out. Twinkies. Yeah, that's so cool. That's so cool. Birthday twin. Instant best friend. This is fun. This is fascinating. Pisces moon with Mars there. Damn. With like really nice aspects coming off of it. That's really cool. I would have a lot to say to you and ask you about with that. Okay, but anyway, so yeah, just think back 8 years. What was happening 8 years ago? And how have things changed since then, and how have you grown since then, and what's happening now that is an echo of then, and do you feel that you can trust yourself to act differently now? Also really significant that you just went through a Jupiter return since you're a Sagittarius rising. Jupiter is your chart ruler, so that's really cool. Yeah, if we were in a session, I would have some questions for you about this as well. But essentially, a Jupiter return happens every 11.86 years. It's not an even 12. All right, people will round it up to 12, but it's not exactly 12. So for example, on your 24th birthday, it might be really close, right? But it's not going to be exact. And then it starts slipping more and more as the years go on. So it's not a perfect even 12 years. But anyway, so that's really cool. Jupiter has a lot to do with like philosophy and joy and luck and expansion and all of those things. And adventure, especially for a Sagittarius rising. This is like the need to go on brave, courageous adventures, and cultivate self confidence. All right, it's Jupiter in Aries. But yeah, so Jupiter return. You're beginning a new cycle specifically with Jupiter. So I would also be really curious what kind of stuff has changed for you specifically in your life, because this is your chart ruler and you just had Jupiter pass over that point. Anyway, so for the eclipse, so birthday eclipse, fun, very fun. So your sun is in your 6th house, putting the lunar eclipse in the 12th house. So this can be a little bit more of a challenging eclipse to have it in the 12th house like this. So the first thing I want to say is, if you feel the need to nap today, go ahead and do it. I'm gonna nap after the stream. But yeah, the 12th house is associated with isolation and meditation and spirituality, and that's some of the nicer things to do with the 12th house. But it also has a lot to do with like our subconscious and the fears and the things that we keep buried in our subconscious. So having an eclipse there can be like, sometimes it can bring to the surface stuff that we didn't know that we needed to deal with. And it's an opportunity for you to clear out stuff from the past, or clear out old karmic gunk that doesn't even necessarily belong to specifically you in this incarnation. Now, there's some really nice aspects coming off of the eclipse, which I really like to see, right? It's trining your moon and trining your natal Mars. So this definitely is going to have ties to your ancestry and stuff like that, whatever you end up experiencing today, over the next couple of weeks or whatever. But this nice aspect to Mars is like giving you the courage necessary to dive into the darkness, to dive into the deep, into the depths, to extract what needs to be extracted. And there's also a nice, Mars is in your 8th house right now, transiting through your 8th house, just passed over your natal Saturn. So again, this theme of in the 8th house specifically, this is a deeply psychological house. So being courageous and brave to dive into the icky stuff, the stuff that we don't necessarily want to look at but need to look at. The 8th house can be associated with like deeper psychological stuff. This kind of a transit can help lead to a psychological breakthrough, for example. It's associated with like psychology, the occult, hidden matters, other people's resources, inheritances. There's a lot of stuff going on with 8th house. But like death and rebirth are big themes, right? Death and rebirth are big things for the 8th house and big themes for Scorpio. So, yeah, definitely some big emotional movements happening, right, with these kind of aspects. So again, be gentle with yourself, right? Be gentle with yourself. It's your birthday. You can cry if you want to, but you don't necessarily need to, right? It depends on what gets brought up. But with the really nice aspects, I'm gonna say that it's going to be really healing to release, right? Whatever does come up, as long as you release it with gratitude, it's going to be really healing and soothing ultimately. Pay attention to your dreams tonight. If you had any dreams last night, try to remember them, write them down. Because 12th house has a lot to do with our dream realm as well. So, write down dreams. There could be some really interesting symbolism there for you. And then also, especially with your sun here, and Uranus coming through here. Uh, keep in mind this energy of liberation and freedom, right? Because this liberating energy of Uranus is here, has been aggravating, aggravating and forcing you to move and change aspects of your daily habits and your daily routine. But it's, you know, it's trying to help you extract stuff right now, extract stuff and free yourself from old habits and old ways of doing things. That's fun. Yeah, dude, I need a nap. Yeah, exactly. So it's not a perfect even 12 or it wouldn't be at 35, right? Um yeah, it would be at 36. But you're welcome, Angie. I hope that I hope that this full moon brings you the release from whatever is holding you back, right? I wouldn't be surprised to see like different habits, like the 12th house and the 8th house are both associated with like escapism, right? So I wouldn't be surprised to see different, maybe old behaviors or they were talking about drugs in the chat earlier. Obviously, I have no idea if you engage or partake in anything like that. But if there is anything that you do that is specifically to escape your body, like if you play excessive video games or overeat or literally anything that you use as an escape and to run away from the body, you might see a lot of those behaviors coming up. Um, so if you do notice them, try to just sit with them, be mindful of them, and ask where they're coming from. And if there's a need that's going unmet that needs to be met, then help yourself meet that need. That's what I would say about that. This is a heavy eclipse, okay? Alrighty. I am going to come off of here in a minute. So I'm going to call right sleep is the best escape. And I'm like, no, I'm going to go nap. Yeah, you can definitely use sleep as an escape. So just be mindful of that. But at the same time, honor the needs of your body. Okay. All right. I'm going to call last call. Anybody else? Does anybody else want some cards or some astrology? I am happy to do that. And if not, then I'm going to tap out and go sleep now. Just kidding. I actually have stuff to do. I wish I could go sleep right now. I might have a little nap and then and then I gotta like do adult things before dinner tonight. Okay, I'm going to pull a couple of cards for the collective for everybody that showed up today. Thanks for hanging out with me. Appreciate that. Yeah, yeah. Thanks. I gotta go have lobster. It's gonna be great. Uh, whoa. Too many. Settle down. But chill. Oh, the magician. Okay. Oh, okay. One more card for the collective. Napping is adulting. Yeah, yeah, kind of. As long as you're not napping in order to escape doing something. But yeah. Um, but you're right, Stacey. You're right. I had an astrology teacher once tell me Saturn is the power to say no, to stop doing whatever you're doing and to just stop doing all of it. It's the power of Saturn. Y'all know I love Saturn. One more. No? No? There it is. Boom. Okay, cool. So I pulled some cards for everybody. Um so one final reading for the collective. We have the Knight of Swords. Sorry, not Knight, Page. The Page of Swords. That is an extremely unsteady stance. Um this card cracks me up because if this guy were going to fight, he'd be knocked on his ass instantly. It's hilarious. But so when it comes to today, this weekend, what can we expect? All right. With this Page of Swords coming out, I really feel like treat everybody as if they are extra sensitive because a lot of people will be. Be very cautious with your words, that you are not being overly aggressive or trying to. I would not advise poking the bear of all of the weekends. I mean, unless you really want to get into shit, I mean, do whatever. But I personally, I would advise not poking the bear. Right? Try not to be antagonistic. Be more mindful with your words, especially when talking with loved ones and people that you share energy with. Right? If you guys recall, some of you were there Monday, some of you weren't. But on Monday, I really broke down the decan that the eclipse is happening in. It is about shared energy and how as we're as we're sharing energy and in this really deeply bonded relationship with anybody, really, um, even the smallest things when said in the wrong way can be potentially triggering, and you can take something that's really beautiful and turn it into something that's really poisonous or toxic. So be cautious about that. Don't try and poke the bear, but at the same time, try to be honest and voice your feelings still, right? Yeah, it's really nice where I'm at right now anyway. Um, yeah, there's a high likelihood of people that are not mindful of their words, people that are not um, conscious or aware of their own triggers and vulnerabilities, spewing all kinds of emotional energy everywhere. Um, so as long as you keep your own psychic defenses up, I think you'll be fine. The other two cards in this reading are freaking fantastic, and I love it. We got the Magician, and we got the Ace of Wands. So the one and the one, that's kind of neat. The one in the major arcana is the Magician, and then of course the Ace is a one. So new beginnings, right? The Magician, again, I just bring it back to being skilled. The Magician is all about the skills and the confidence that we have in those skills. Again, this is a card associated with Mercury. Mercury is about measuring things. Mercury is about commerce, about speech, about logic, about linear thought. The Magician is someone that's mastered all four of the elements, and they know exactly if they take a little bit of this and a little bit of this is the outcome that we'll get, right? They know. They're scientific, right? Mercury is very scientific. Um, so when encountering others on your journey, because you've had this forewarning of astrology and tarot, and you know the energy of the night, right? You know the energy of the week. You have the foreknowledge to react and respond appropriately when other people are feeling this energy and they're unconscious of it. So use that knowledge wisely, right? And then we got the Ace of Wands. I love the Ace of Wands coming out. This is fantastic. I feel like you'll be able to take different opportunities that might have been troublesome, that might have been an issue in the past. Uh, and instead of them being an issue now, it's like, all right, I've mastered this. I know what's going on. I can take a step back, take a breath, and now I can use this energy and use my willpower, which is really what wands is. It's your willpower, to affect change in the world, to see the outcome that I want to see. I love it. Oh, sweet. Thank you to whoever just booked a natal chart reading with me. Appreciate that. Um, yeah, so really great cards. Yeah, just want to reiterate one last time, just be mindful that people are going to be right in their emotions and have no idea what's going on energetically speaking, but you have this knowledge, so be skilled with it. And you'll be fine. You'll be fine. Whatever you're releasing with this eclipse, whatever you're letting go of, do so confidently, and just remember that all of that stuff that you're releasing is going to allow room for new things to come in, and it's going to assist with the growth of the new things that want to come in, right? It's compost. Put it in the compost pile. Let it recycle itself. Okay. All right, my friends. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. Have a lovely day. Thanks for hanging out with me and celebrating my birthday. I love you guys. Okay. Yep, that's it. Peace.